We've known for some time that COVID-19 is a mainly airborne disease, that it doesn't transmit particularly readily across surfaces. In fact, the US CDC, that's their Centre for Disease Control, says that only 1 in 10,000 is the chance of picking up COVID from an infected surface. So even if a surface has COVID on, your chance of picking that disease up from that surface is 1 in 10,000. That's according to Dr. Fauci and the CDC in the United States. Why then has this government, and actually quite a few governments around the world, obsessed about hand washing and surface wiping? I was in a bar the other day where before they let us sit in one of the cubicles, they actually wiped down the walls. The walls! as if we're going to be licking them, and then that 1 in 10,000 chance would get us infected with COVID-19. We've known for a long time that this is an airborne disease, that ventilation is the main way we can combat it. And yet, the very first thing in the government's much repeated slogan is hands. Hands, face, space. I wonder if we were to ask the people of this country what they think the most important way to combat COVID-19 is, I think they'd probably start to say washing hands, when actually the order of that list is totally the wrong way around. It should be space, face, hands, or maybe throw the hands out altogether and start saying windows. Opening a window will be, number one, far cheaper, and number two, far more effective in combating COVID-19 than spending millions of pounds disinfecting the walls and the tables and the hands of everything that passes inside an enclosed space. This guidance has been so rotten for the last year and a half, and people have been so misled. And I was interested, actually on Monday, to read an article in The Guardian, not a newspaper that you'd think would be attacking sort of pettifogging measures, regulations on our lives, but this was a really interesting article by a woman called Sirin Kale that was talking about what we call COVID theatre. The pretense of safety, the wiping down of this sofa, for example, before I were to sit on it, as if that would make me any more safe. Well, business after business in this country is engaging in COVID theatre, and do you know what? It's creating a false sense of security and making people ignore the actual useful things, like opening windows. There was a video circulating on Twitter just a couple of weeks ago of Boris Johnson visiting a vaccine centre and wiping down his chair before he sat down in it, as if that would change a single thing about his risk or the risk of anyone around him. We need to ditch this COVID theatre. It's a nonsense. It's making people less safe and impeding people's lives. It's costing business, and it is a nonsense. So sorry for the rant, everyone, but this is something that absolutely gets my goat. And the fact that the government, a year and a half into this pandemic, has not yet acknowledged or got across the fact sufficiently that this is an airborne disease and not something we're likely to catch from surfaces is just deeply wrong.
Well, why don't you tell us what you really think?
Welcome to the GBNews YouTube channel. You can watch us live 24 hours a day, catch up on your favourite shows, and join in the conversation in the comments below.
Don't forget to subscribe and you'll never miss any of our exclusive content.